Going on there, Cool and the Gang with Get Down On It, which is the Jazz Funk pick of the day from Capricorn 12. Hola, bon dia from a very foggy Nazare. What an amazing experience. Yes, it can be shrouded in sea mist of a morning. However, the Jazz Funk track of the day has got through. Cool and the Gang's Get Down On It. The great pleasure of many a school disco, right? Because people cheekily changed the words on that, didn't they? And you'll be singing that earworm for the rest of the day, I think. So let's go to Nazare now. Thank you, Capricorn, for this fabulous picture you sent in as well. This was the sunset last night at Nazare. Look at this. Oh, my word. Look at those colors. Full moon, of course, today, I think, according to astrologer Mrs. M. And so we saw that. We were in Alcobaça yesterday. Got things to tell you about Alcobaça. Oh, yeah, by the way, it is Ask Anything About Portugal Wednesday. So there you go. Just me. Well, I say just me. It is the team effort that is the whole community here. So get ready. And if you thought it was going to be an easy one, just watching. No. You are part of the resource this morning for people who ask anything about Portugal and they need answers, and you're part of the team answering them. Okay. Yes, you. Just trying to quietly eat your pastel de nata and sip on your coffee. Okay. So where was I? Yes, coming back from Alcobaça and on the Ridge Road last night. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful sunset to the right as we're heading back to San Martino de Porto. And then lo and behold, after a little while, after the sun had gone down and it was sinking through cloud on the horizon, but it's still very pretty. What's that? On the other side of the ridge, looking back towards Alcobaça, a full moon on the horizon. So it was a real wow moment, a lovely memory to have on the way home last night here on the Silver Coast from where I'm broadcasting this morning. And it is a very misty morning on the Silver Coast. That's what happens here, so close to the sea. Out with the dogs this morning, and I could hear the sea crashing from sometimes I hear it at Salgado, the savage beach that is Salgado. Sometimes I hear it from a little bit further. Where would it be? Further south. And I think I could actually hear the bay this morning when I was out early with the dogs at around, what would it have been? About 6:15, 6:30 this morning. So I've been up a while, everybody. What time? What's the earliest anybody got up this morning? Let me know. And I guess, of course, there are people who haven't even gone to bed yet. They're up so early, they haven't even gone to bed. Andrea is here, as usual, first in. Bon dia, good morning, everyone. How did it go yesterday in Castelo Branco? Wishing you all a fantastic day. Thanks, Andrea. Really appreciate it. Bon dia, Carl. Did my 15 with Liz yesterday. You got to be careful saying things like that, I think. I did 15 with Carla. I did twice. Well, 2 lots of 8, which I make 16. And so we've got some good resources to share. Let's see how everybody did with their Portuguese, because otherwise, if you didn't do your Portuguese, and I know there's a problem with this, because actually some people like to be looked at in this way if they've had a slightly strange childhood like me. And look, did you do your 15? That's the question that's being asked when we start now, because we've committed to doing 15 minutes of European Portuguese every day. So did you do your 15 minutes of Portuguese? And you can see on Mia's face there, she's just about to wag a finger and tell you off if you haven't. So stand by. Who's going to be told off? Who's been naughty? Who's been nice, as it were? Oh, that's happening soon as well, isn't it? Caldas de Rainha, what are you thinking? Christmas decorations already in Caldas de Rainha. I thought in Portugal they waited until December. Maybe that's just on the domestic front. Maybe at municipal level they got to crack on with it. Anyway, bon dia, alegria from Thunder this morning. Hello, mate. How are you? And so as well as Deagle, 15 with Liz. Thunder did 15 on Memrise. And Eusebio, bom dia para aqueles que desejam pequeno almoço inglês completo. So full English in South East London there, I think. And Dave Terramosella. What is that you eat in every morsel, possibly? I don't know. You're going to have to give me a little bit more there. Again, I find your Not your fault, mine. It's not you, it's me, Eusebio. Bom dia para aqueles que desejam pequeno. So actually, you shouldn't translate this, Eusebio. You should let the others do that. So if you don't know what that means, please just grab yourself a bit of vocabulary, make an effort, stick it in Google Translate. I know it has its shortcomings, but please, if you don't know what that means, translate it. It'll help me too. So thanks, Eusebio. Midlife Crisis World Tour. Good morning to you. Bon dia todos from Francis as well. How are you all? Happy Wednesday. Going to be 30 degrees in Cape Town today. I don't think we're going to match it on the Silver Coast, but still not too shabby, has to be said. Beautiful hot day yesterday in Alcobaça. 15 on Memrise then as well. So Thunder and Francis are Memrise men. Who is keen to follow each other on Memrise just for extra encouragement? There you go. There's a resource. That sounds good. Very good there. So Francis and Thunder, hands across the world learning Portuguese together. And Andrea might be in on that with you as well. I've only just downloaded the app, but I'm happy to follow once installed. Very good. And James is here. Hello, James. YouTube member James. Bon dia todos to you, my friend. How are you going today? Andrea, great. I like the fact it gives more encouragement in competition. Some people like it competitive, don't they? I'll get to that A2 before you do. You'll see. But that's a really supportive thing that we can do for each other by the sound of it. So memorize and reach out to each other. A bit of encouragement rather than competition, or both. Maybe sometimes the competition helps. Bon dia todos from Jim. Hey up, Jim. How are you? Do love that picture, Jim. What were you saying in that picture? Can you remember that particular workshop? What pearls of wisdom are you showing on that occasion? I hope you're well today. Love to Mandy as well. Well done, guys, on your 50s. Yes, that's what I should be saying, really, shouldn't I? Drop and give me 15. I am your sergeant major when it comes to learning European Portuguese. So well done. Francis is doing a nice job of being very touchy-feely and encouraging there. Excellent. So maybe, Francis, you and I can do bad cop, good cop. You're good cop this morning. Well done, guys, on your 15s. Pathetic if you haven't done your 15th. That's me, bad cop. Stephen Wells, bon dia. I know some of you might like to be talked to like that. And you should see a therapist if that's the case. Okay, so Capricorn 12, thank you very much. The Foggy Nazare message with get down on it. If you really want it, if you got the feeling, get down on it. Francis, what is your username? Oh, there we go again. Another different one for a different app. Surfs up at Nazare. Is it? Are you going in the water, Capricorn 12? Oh, really? No, I'm not about the variety of handles. I was once there, but decided to consolidate. Okay, so maybe Francis Gerbach, what you see is what you get. Gersbach, I do beg your pardon. 10 minutes so far today, 35 later. You see what he's doing? It's a slippery slope, James. Come the end of the year, it'll be, I've only got 7 hours in deficit of my Portuguese. Come on, man, you can do this. Francis, talk to him. Andrea Hogan added you. I am Andrea Hogan at Francis Gersbach. There you go. It's happening. We are supporting each other. Good cop, bad cop, and resources. And I've got one to share, actually, because I didn't realize this, but I think it's Pam who is behind European Portuguese resource sharing. She was in yesterday, and she is part of our Ask Our Expats team. And you can ask them questions. That's a new feature on the show here. So there's the link to the group that she is a part of. And they do chats, they do Zoom calls where they chat in Portuguese. So another fantastic resource there. And she is part of this team here. Ask the people who live here. Thomas, Sally, going from right to left. Thomas, Sally, Anna, honorary expat, lives over in Cascais, of course, is Portuguese. Maria and Pam, who you can see there. Ask a question in the comments and I will pass it on to them. And other expats are available, of course, not in that picture. I will make further slides that feature the whole team, but you can see some of the faces you might be familiar with from the webinars. And this week's webinar is the exchange of the Portuguese driving license. Have I got, sorry, not, or to the Portuguese driving license, I should say. Did I load that up? Am I ahead of myself? Sometimes I think, oh, Carl, this is so rubbish. Why haven't you done that? And then I look and I have done it. And I've unnecessarily given myself a hard time. But this time I deserve it. I deserve to grovel to myself and apologize to myself for not putting up the slide. We'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, we've still got time to do it tomorrow. Okay, so let's find out what else we've got in the picture deck. Look at this, books. This is the Diario da República. I was in Finanzas yesterday. That's the reading material that's available to you while you're waiting. We'll come back to that. And we've got wine pictures as well. Look at this. from Philomena. She invited me to this great pick and would love to go next year. It's such a wonderful thing to do. Is it the Vindimia? The harvest, the grape harvest for the winemaking over there, Penella Way. More pictures to come about that, and a couple of gigs that she has organised as well. She's got an outing to Coimbra and an outing to Golgan. Where you can see the horse fair. Okay, so she's doing trips for Brits to both places. More to come on those. And we fixed it up. You know, when Jacqueline came, Jacqueline Mullen, who was the mortgage lady, who really enjoyed being with us all here. And I think a few of you enjoyed asking her questions about mortgages as well in Portugal. She's got a residency now, got 2 new residencies, her and Vitor Costa, to announce as well, joining me on Tuesday. So this wonderful schedule that we have here is just, in my view, gets better and better. A lovely notice from Connie and Hank, okay? I don't think I showed this before. Astrid read it out on last week's webinar. But look at this. You know, while I'm on the subject of enlisting your help for Ask Anything About Portugal Wednesday, that's all of you. That's this community, okay? We are a community. Maybe the jazz funk track of the day could have been We Are Family. We got all our brothers and sisters with me, helping people enjoy life in Portugal, whether they're on their way or whether they're already here. And Hank put this in the forum. Can we get a round of applause and thanks for Carl, Jerry, Astrid, and everyone? This is you, okay? That's why I'm reading this out, because this applies to you. We're all a part of this, okay? And to now use that much maligned phrase, which has been besmirched by politicians the world over, we're all in this together, okay? They nick all the good phrases and ruin them, don't they? But everyone at Expats Portugal, you, yes, you. I mean, seriously, it means so much to have this resource for all of us who have fallen in love with Portugal and have come to rely on this community and all of the resource it has provided. Seriously, you guys are the best and have been so incredibly supportive to Connie and I as we've gone through the process of researching and exploring everything that retiring abroad in Portugal has to offer. We couldn't have gotten as far as we have without your guys' help. If there's any organization that deserves support and kudos, it's this one. You guys are the best. Thank you, Hank. Now, I needed to share that with you. And sorry it took me so long to do so. But that's right at you. Don't look behind you or to the side. Yes, you, part of this community. That's for you this morning. So there you go. Okay, Gemini's here as well. Good morning. How are the vegan options there? Says Renee H. Renee, good morning to you. They're pretty good. Recently, we featured a news article which said that it was a bit cheeky, actually, because it was suggesting that restaurants were legally obliged to offer a vegan option. And back in, I think, 2016, 2017, the government did pass a law to say that restaurants inside institutions such as schools, hospitals, and prisons must have a vegan option. I don't think that's spread fully or is legally enforceable in the commercial space. But that said, the vegan options are very good. The fresh food is so good here. And I mean, in the capital and in the large cities, you're going to find vegan restaurants and you're going to find vegan options on the menu. In your straightforward cafe in a little village somewhere, you're going to be able to get a nice salad and some chips and some great olive oil. You know, it's going to be, you're going to have to maybe work a little bit harder to explain you're vegano or vegetariano. And you will be helped. It is a very hospitable country, as we all know, and particularly in that department, because Portuguese people love their food so much, they're going to make sure you enjoy your food as well. So I would say the vegan options are as good, I was going to say, as anywhere in the world. In one sense, yes. In terms of, how do I put this? In terms of flexibility and openness and customer service, very, very good. People will want to help you in restaurants. When it comes to all the fancy, really fancy vegetarian restaurants, isn't it? You know, I wouldn't say it's as good as you might find in America, perhaps, with a plethora of vegan restaurants, I suspect, and options. But still, it's the thought that counts, isn't it? It's the spirit that counts, and we're full of that. Plenty of hospitality spirit and a wish to help and serve people in Portugal, which will bode well in the vegan department, I would say. Well, what do others say about that? Andrea up at 6 this morning, probably doing a few of those yoga postures, right? And Matt E, sorry to hear the bad news that you had to work yesterday, Matty. What's going on? Bom dia, alegria, todos de Amsterdam. So from the Netherlands this morning, Matty's greeting. And he's talking to you, Capricorn 12. Did you know that today is the 50th birthday of Snoop Doggy Dogg? He's one of a kind. Wow, 50. Is he only 50? I'd have actually no disrespect to you, Snoop, but I would have had you down as a bit older than that. I don't know. It could be all the wacky backies caught up with you a little bit there. Drop it like it's hot. Again at the office. What? He's working. That's terrible. 2 days working. You're going to be exhausted, Matty. Awake at 5:15. Up closer to. Oh, okay. So being awake and up, very different things, aren't they? But not bad at all. 5:15 this morning. And we're on the same time zone, aren't we, Francis? Of course, Cape Town and Portugal, I think. Haha, can we have the naughty look from me? You see, I told you some people actually like this. I'll send it to you, shall I, Stephen, so you can look at it anytime you like. Here we go. If you've been naughty, and that you have to take a sip of your aguardent. Whenever I say naughty, 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 there she is. Special telling off for Mr. Wells, who likes it like that. There you go. Happy now? Okay, going to sleep, listening to the waves, waking to the sound of the waves is truly amazing. Now time, onward and upward. Now time to look for another property on the Silver Coast. Well, I hope we're going to meet in these next few days, Capricorn, and reminisce about a few good ones. Robbie Vincent, that sort of thing. If it moves, funk it, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, looking forward to meeting up with you. Morning all from Elra Linda, Jackie Polly, Bon dia Alegria. 45 minutes yesterday. Can we do more today? Look, teacher's pet, you're making everyone else look bad. All right. I suppose we could get a picture from Mia where she's looking really happy and like, oh, muito bem, querido, fofinhos. Maybe we do. Maybe we need a sound effect like that, recording. It kind of, naughty, fica bem, you naughty Portuguese learners, and a really good one for the likes of Jackie Polly. I did pick me. Here's your apple. 45 minutes. Well done, Jackie. I know that's what you're looking for. Well done, Jackie. And Francis, I think, will give you some more words of encouragement because he's good cop. I'm bad cop this morning, but very good. I begrudgingly say to you, Polly household there. Very good. 45 minutes. Very respectable. So how about then you do that in Portuguese? 45 minutes yesterday. Can we do more today? Let's have that in Portuguese, please. Matty, Capricorn 12, good luck with and success with that viewing. Okay, yeah, the house hunt continues. Oh, Nuno's here. I think we're going to see you Thursday night, aren't we, for the Expats Portugal Plan Q&A session at 9, Nuno. And I think you're working on a special deal for everybody there. So from Lisbon, wishing you all a very good day, says Nuno. I'll be in touch after the show, Nuno. And midlife crisis, wish I could surf. It does look really dashing, doesn't it? Those guys who get out on the water there and just make it look easy. I think it's going to be paddleboarding for you and me, Capricorn, isn't it? We can probably master that. Sit down paddleboarding probably, and we could just chat and look cool, as though we could stand up if we wanted to on this thing, but we're just taking it easy around the bay, smoking a cigar out on the water, that sort of thing. We've got our JBL waterproof sound system, knocking out a few tunes on the water. Are you up for that? Where to shop? Okay, it was asked. It is. I mean, we've drifted already, haven't we? I've drifted already. Ask anything about Portugal. There you go. We got the ticker tape. Where to shop for patio furniture for his patio, everybody. Okay, I would say Leroy's is good. Leroy Merlin. Jean, that I referred you to yesterday, Thunder Duck, with that. Are there any specials at the moment? I think Continent do a bit of garden furniture. Mrs. M, of course, she knows about these things. She said, we'll get some garden furniture because it will be coming down in price. Now the weather's getting colder. They'll be selling it off, won't they? Because it's not going to be selling as well as it would in the spring. So you might get a bargain now. Wham Pam is here from the Grey Watch team. Bon dia todos from sunny Praia de Rocha, awaking from a food coma induced last night at Fogo do Chão. Okay, the fog is what does Chão mean in that respect? What is that? The fire of food, maybe. I wonder. Where's the pictures, Victoria? Loving your pictures in the Grey Watch group and how you treat yourself. She's exercising with us in the Growing Old Disgracefully group, and very wisely has a lovely treat at the end of it, which might include fries or something really nice like that. But never again, since we got told off. Was it Zay who told us off about having Coca-Cola with a Bifana? Sorry about that, Zay. All right, so let's back to the pictures because she's reminding me is lovely Victoria about the food pics that she's sending. I don't think I've got one right now. You might have sent in something. I'll check WhatsApp before the show's out today. And actually, before we move on too far, a sunset. Anna Olsen is now nearby, certainly on the Iberian Peninsula. I'm trying to crank up WhatsApp. Oh, come on, WhatsApp. Don't Fail me now. WhatsApp, Anna Olsen, come on. Yep, you can do this. WhatsApp. I've got the old desktop thing. Makes it a bit easier. You know, you can put WhatsApp on your desktop as well as on your phone, and then you can see it on a bigger screen, which can be useful for some of us. So yeah, Anna, it's Anna from Stockholm, of course, and the picture you can see there, amazing. Oh, it's the morning. I thought it's so from early this morning, not the sunset. Picanha, incoming Picanha from Victoria. Don't worry, everybody. Bon dia, car. Amazing morning in Malaga, and today I picked up my car that has been transported here. Then it's straight away to Portugal. We'll not be able to listen in today, but feel free to share the pic. Have done that, as you can see on your screen there. So that's Malaga this morning. She's going to be jumping in her motor, which was brought down here. Good way to do it. Cool, right? She's going to arrive fresh as a daisy like that. So from Malaga this morning, there's the picture, and into Portugal later today by the sound of it. She will be in our company soon. We'll come back to that Picanha. And I was talking of food the other day when we were talking about Alcobaça, where I was yesterday, and I do have other things to share with you about Alcobaça, particularly getting my NIF number and the complexity sometimes that can arise with how Portuguese addresses are expressed. Okay, the number of the house comes after the name of the road. Caused me a bit of a trouble yesterday in the finances office. But anyway, look, this is from these are from Pam. This is a great cake shop to go to, the Restaurante Antonio Padeiro in Alcobaça. They look really good, don't they? And it's as though they've got a color swatch there, where they're only allowed to sell a particular confectionery of a certain hue. What is that goldfish bowl full of sweetness, I wonder? Is that what gets drizzled onto those cones? I'm just making my mouth water here, just talking about it. I've got to have a sip of tea, and I'm going to dare to drink something from a glass here. There's a glass on the desk, nice American soda glass. And Mrs. M was up early this morning. She talks to her pal Rick in Bali. They do a live stream, and it's very uplifting and positive. It is too. Early doors here before me. She's warmed this seat up. I don't know if I like that. She's left a glass of water. Now, this could be anything, folks. Do you dare me to drink it? It could be salt water. It could be homeopathic kombucha. It could be any number of things. And it's even got lipstick on it. So I can actually give Mrs. M a virtual kiss by drinking out the same bit with lipstick. I'm assuming it's her lipstick and not mine from another time. But do you dare me to drink what's in the glass? Chug it, should we see? Okay, and another, before we move on from there, another picture from Pam, because we were asking about what to do in Alcobaça the other day. Somebody was, probably on a Wednesday, and she mentioned going up to the top of town and having a look at, from the castle ruins. I didn't know about this, but there you can see the castle, from the castle ruins. Obviously, good place to have a castle is on the top of the hill, so you can see the invaders coming, and you have a chance to get the boiling oil on. Put the kettle on, there are invaders. You get ready for them, and you can see the monastery. So presumably the military are up on the top of the hill, protecting the monastery down in the bottom of the hill. And look at that beautiful view of Alcobaça Monastery. So I was right there yesterday. Bought a pair of shoes actually in Alcobaça, and I should say, so that I can get it off my chest and feel free of my guilt, I bought Spanish shoes because they were the nicest in the shop. I bought Spanish shoes called Himalaya, strangely. So they're called Himalaya. They're from Spain, and I'm in Portugal, and I'm a bit embarrassed to say it, but a guilt shared is a guilt aired and a guilt spared, or I can't think of another thing that rhymes with aired, shared, and spared that will free me of my guilt of buying Spanish shoes in Portugal. May God and the gods of shoemaking forgive me for doing that. It was the Iberian Peninsula, in my defense. Okay, and I'm assuming they're not sweatshop shoes, which isn't a nice thing to say about shoes, is it? Conjures up, after a beautiful confectionery, conjures up as an entirely different treat for the senses. So patio furniture, I will scroll down and we'll see if we've got any answers to that. Thank you, Thunder. Bon dia todos from Praia da Rocha, yes, of course. And she's still struggling a bit, digesting the food from last night. Fogo do Chão. Was it a picanha last night? Sure, I'll share on Memrise too, but I'm not sure how to do it. So maybe a bit of tech help required there. Base runner _NL is Matty on Memrise. I need to get myself on there, don't I? Capricorn 12, just keep surfing the funk, my man. Yes, excellent. Bon dia todos from Ron and Kashkash. Hey, Ron, how are you both this morning? Doing my 15 on Memrise, by far the most popular of the apps. Why, everybody? Why memorize? What's so good about it? I'm asking anything. I was told I was supposed to get my CEF appointment upon receiving my provisional D7 visa, but I didn't. How do I find out about it or make this appointment? Okay, well, EI might be able to help you out on that particular front, James. It sounds like you're a fan of EI. I don't know how deeply you've engaged with them. But they might just be able to help you on that appointment seeking part of things, just to chivvy them along a little bit. I don't know if you use that word, chivvy, but you might not get so much luck yourself calling in. But that's obviously the thing to do, is try and make contact, whether or not you'll get an answer or reply. Without professional help, I honestly can't say at the moment. Anybody else in that predicament who can help James this morning? Jeff Jackson is here. Hola, bon dia to you, Jeff. Alegria, bon dia, alegria. Todos from Jeff Jackson. Nailed the greeting, nailed the GMP greeting of a morning. Cheers, Jeff. How are you? Capricorn, I may have to invest in a wetsuit. So is it surfing next for you, Victoria? Wow, I am impressed. And back to that resource then of European Portuguese, courtesy of Pamela Smith in Alcobaça. There it is for you now. You can join up with that. And I think twice a week they have a Zoom chat where you can converse in Portuguese. That's a big and mighty step to take. While you are thinking about that, I'm also going to put something else up on your screen so I can have a sip of coffee. Look what's coming up soon, folks. Well, that was a long sip of coffee, wasn't it? Or tea, as I've got here, cold tea, but better than nothing. Mortgages in Portugal with Jacqueline Mullen of Mortgage Direct. And that will be, folks, the 4th Tuesday of the month. So we got some fantastic regulars, as you know, an incredible team of regulars. And Jacqueline there joining them. And as well as this man, he will be here. This is What? No! I've double booked them. I've got to sort that out. I didn't realize I'd done that. I think he's 3rd Tuesday. I'll have to talk to Vitor about that. But anyway, regular spot for Vitor. Our man in the north. There he is, looking good in his whistle and flute there. So if you want to know about the north of Portugal, which I think is sadly overlooked, quite honestly, he's your man. He lives in Ponte de Lima. He's in real estate. He's a fabulous guy, very enthusiastic, lovely Portuguese fella. So will now have a monthly residency, as will Jacqueline, talking about mortgages. So Jacqueline will be on next. We'll see if we can, if I've made a mistake with Vitor. And I think because I've confirmed with Jacqueline, 4th Tuesday of the month, mortgages in Portugal. So don't miss that if that's what you're interested in, okay? And whilst we're on notices, let's have a look at this. Visit to the city of Coimbra, Saturday, the 30th of October. So 10 days to go until this visit to the model park, the Portugal dos Pequenitos, where the typical houses and monuments from Portugal can be seen besides the ex-colonies. Lunch at Praxis. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Because that's the beer, isn't it? The Praxis restaurant, including a Coimbra beer tasting, a guided tour in English that's probably a relief for people, isn't it? Guided tour in English to the university and the Biblioteca Joaninha, the Baroque library. This is all in one day. A concert of Fado of Coimbra at Fado ao Centro. That is a beautiful place up in the lanes there. 65 euros, a mere 65 euros bus trip, leaving from central Portugal, Ancião, Panela, Miranda do Corvo. And won't it be fun? Because you know Filomena Friday, she will be at the front of the bus giving you a commentary of where you're going. So that's the 30th of October, and she's doing another one on the 13th of November. These are well worth going on, honestly. International Horse Show, the St. Martin's Fair, Saturday, 13th of November. Visit to the, what's that in Roman numerals? The 22nd International Horse Show. 22 reminds me, I've got to come back to talking to you about Portuguese addresses. International Horse Show, the XLV. Oh, no, that's thrown me. What is that then? XLV. Come on, Roman scholars, Latin scholars. The National Horse Show and St. Martin's Fair in Galgar. 25 euros only. Bus trip from Miranda de Corvo, Panela, Ancião, departing at 8:30 in the morning and returning at 7:30 at night. And apparently, last time they were there, hundreds of people, obviously, thousands of people go to the horse fair. And the restaurants were packed. Filomena walks up to a restaurant with her group of people that she's taken to Golgar. And the restaurant proprietor says, "Come straight in, Filomena, my friend. Come in, and all your friends as well." Finds them a table. in a packed Golgar while the horse fair is on. So 2 lovely things to attend there. And I do believe I've got the email address for you. There you go. Tripsforbrits@gmail.com if you want to drop Philomena a line about those. Trips for Brits, number 4 at gmail.com. And of course, she helps with translation. She helps with Portuguese lessons as well. We are so well resourced. There is no excuse not to speak Portuguese here, is there? Although we keep finding them, obviously. And my email address, if you want to drop me a line, carl@expatsportugal.com. So 2 lovely outings there, courtesy of Philomena Friday. Actually, some people will think her name is Philomena Friday now, won't they? Sexta-feira. All right, James. Bom dia a todos. Carl from an early Skipton. Question that wasn't asked yesterday. The 10% tax rate, is it from 0 or is there a £10,000 tax-free before the 10% is applied? Off the top of my head, I don't know. So could you please, if you know the answer to that in the comments, let James know. Thank you very much. Only 4 likes, people. As they say in crypto, smash up the likes, people. Smash up the likes. That's a rave, crypto rave I just went into there. Not sure I'd actually want to do that in real life. Or people with masks on, presumably at a crypto rave, protecting their identity. And sovereignty. So only 4 likes. Yeah, come on. Let's see a few more likes. Let's see if that works for the older generation. If they respond to smash up the likes. What? Don't be smashing anything here. Are you now turning into Dobby for not doing things you should? So I see. Okay. Me, mate. Yes, of course. Oh, what the Portuguese shoe experience where in fact I bought Spanish shoes and I've got a Spanish bike and Spanish shoes. Maybe I'm turning Spanish, which doesn't have the same ring to it as turning Japanese, does it? But okay, no disrespect to Spanish people, but it's Portuguese I want to turn into, not Spanish. So yeah, next pair of shoes. I did notice actually in one of the shoe shops, they got some fantastic utilitarian footwear. Pair of boots, lace ups, pair of what are they called? Going back to the horse fair, trader boots, horse. You know those they're called jodhpur boots, but or Chelsea boot, €32. The value that you can buy amazingly good value footwear. If you like a boot, if you like a Portuguese leather boot, incredible value. Alcobaça yesterday. I made a group. Look at him. Not only was he saying he was going to hook up with people, but he's actually made a group called GMP. So I better join that, didn't I? I think on the mic there, this is what Jim was saying, not Mike. This is what Jim was saying on the mic. I love doing the work we're going to be doing together. And I can see that from your face. So that's early doors in the workshop there, I think, Jim, Senor Branco. We will call you this morning. Thunderduck. What is your profile name in Memrise? Is it Thunderduck 360? So he's one of those people, I think, who has aliases, slightly different ones all over the place. 15 minutes every day, Rare Groove theme tune by Milton Wright is keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Have the tune in your head every day. Make sure that you do your 15 minutes of Portuguese every day. Very good. Bringing 2 themes together there. That's fantastic. Cheers, Capricorn. Bom dia, amigos. Pete Bleach is here, everybody. Hope you look sensible. Hope you are having a great day. We have a morning of horse excrement. Sounds a bit like another reference to Snoop Dogg, doesn't it? Morning of hose. But I think of the horticultural kind here, horse excrement and Carl's favourite Brussels sprouts. They are great with bacon and sauce English Worcestershire. Actually, I'm not as antagonistic towards the Brussels as I might have made out on the Q&A. And I'm reminded, Pete, as well, that I don't look enough on my messenger to download pictures from people. And you've just given me a reminder there. So I'll download the beautiful sunsets from Fundao from you from the other day. And we'll do that before the show's out today. And you said it was okay, didn't you, to share all of those? Because there's a picture of your beautiful new home in development there that I'm sure people will be wowed by. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. So I'll be sharing those. Fundao sunset, everybody coming in. But yeah, Pete Bleach, that's quite a morning. Brussels sprouts. The thing I wanted to say on Monday, Pete, that I didn't say about Brussels sprouts is why do the growers, the wholesalers, not leave them on the stalk? Because I think that's a fantastic way to sell them. When I was in the, I was actually in the organic fruit and veg business for a little while. I had a delivery round and a stall at a university. in the UK. Partly educational, trying to get students to eat organic fruit and veg, as well as all the other things they put into their young bodies, pollute their young bodies with. So it was quite a good little business. And I used to sell the Brussels there on the stalk because it looks like a musical instrument almost, the stick with the bells on it. But yeah, I don't mind them really. I just think you have to do what you've done there, right? Bacon and a bit of sauce, just boiled for 7 hours with a bit of salt on it. Or what did the grandma used to put on those? Bicarb. Why did grandmas boil vegetables in bicarb? Why do they boil greens in bicarb? Does anyone know the answer to that? And then all the goodness ends up on the kitchen ceiling, doesn't it? Has any of the lovely Portugal expats used the Mayo wireless Wi-Fi hotspot router? Sounds like quite a product that. Supposedly you buy a router and pay €15 for 15 days unlimited internet. I've heard of this, and I was using a Vodafone hotspot. The first place we stayed in, Andrea, didn't have a very good, well, it didn't have a signal. It allegedly had broadband internet, but really it was so remote in this part of central Portugal, not far from Tamar, that we couldn't get anything. So we had to get a hotspot and even put the hotspot up in the top of the attic and tune into that. But it was eating up. It really depends with these things, I think, on how much you're going to need. If you're a big internet user, if you gobble up the gigas, you're going to have to go for the, think about that when you're making your purchase. The hotspot routers are great. They work for sure. The Vodafone one we did, but it was topping itself up every little while, and it became very expensive. Anyone know the best deal on that, please? On this Ask Anything About Portugal Wednesday. So let's load, before I forget, let me load up Pete's beautiful pictures of his sunset. Is a view of his gaff. Does anyone say that in America? His gaff, his house, his drum, his pad. Isn't that beautiful? The view over the central Portugal countryside, Castelo Branco district, I believe. Fundão, nearest town. And I'm not going to give any, don't worry, Pete, I'm not going to give any more detail than that. And the sunset from that lovely balcony. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those colors, Portuguese sunsets. You can't beat them, can you? And another aspect coming at you right now. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What a lovely deck you have. New Zealanders and Aussies have to be careful how they say that, but you have a beautiful deck, Pete. And let's move on then from Pete's deck and Andrea's hotspot. What I say? Victoria, a round of applause for somebody there, for everybody, probably encouragement. There are certain sounds in Portuguese that don't exist in English, like on and il. You should try them as vocal exercises. On il. On il. Did I do okay there, Eusebio? Mia does a good video. Not Mia. Mia. Does Mia do a hotspot? A European Portuguese hotspot router from Mia does a good vid on this. Okay, yes, she is good with the sound. She's got a great ear, hasn't she, Mia? And she's a link. I mean, I can say this. Not in a bad way. She is a cunning linguist. There is no question about that. She is a linguist. It's her PhD, I believe. Here to the entire GMP effort. My goodness, that's going back. I need to get a wiggle on. Thank you for that, though, James. It is hard to find out about vegan options as they never like to talk about it. Yes, Pete, see what you did there. So cool. Thanks. So Renee is happy with that. Maria Costa, bon dia to you, Maria. How are you? Yes, Mia's great, says James and Andrea. Matty added you. Wow, you really have gone far already on. Oh, so it can be a bit competitive as well. You can see the progress and you can sort of sneer at the relative progress of your colleagues over there on Memorized by the sound of it. Oh, have you only done module 1? Poor show, old chap. Portuguese, love to eat, doesn't matter what, preferably typical dishes, and that means meat, says Elra. Oh, okay, we're going way back to the vegan comments here, and why not, Renee? More vegan restaurants in Portugal than Texas, and the quality here is far superior. So there you go. I am wrong about that. Happy to be wrong when the news is as good as that. Nice. It says, what's that? Is there a jazz tune tip coming up? Nice, from Andrea. Vegan and vegetarian restaurants, try one of the Honest Greens. Oh, okay, I saw Honest Greens down there in the Parc de Nações. in Lisbon. So yes, nearly went in there as well, but it was a massive queue, and understandably so. So for vegan and vegetarian, try Honest Greens. Thanks for that tip. Appreciate that. No, we're an hour ahead. Okay, 2 hours once daylight savings kick in. Okay, again, I'm wrong. Bon dia todos from Paulo Borata. How are you, Paulo? Was it you I spoke to yesterday, Paulo? I wonder. If it was, do let me know. Bon dia, Pam. Were you here when I was singing your praises earlier on and showing your pics of that lovely confectionery, that pasteleria in Alcobaça and the castle ruins, and also mentioning your European Portuguese resource group? Did you start that, Pam? Amazing effort. Why didn't I know about that? Is there any daylight saving time in Portugal? I really don't know. Yeah, there is. I think. I've got a kind of dissonance with that. I've never really coped well with daylight changes. It's 50-50, isn't it? And invariably, I get it wrong when I'm trying to figure it out in my mind. It's just, I'm not a numerically minded person. Is it dyscalculia? It's not. I'm not saying I've got a diagnosis or anything, but I do. Some people struggle, don't they, with numbers? Other people struggle with other things, letters, for example. It's numbers for me, and I'm pretty sure, yes, of course, there is a daylight saving time in Portugal. The old spring forward, fall back. I want to come to Portugal, says Iqbal. I'm Bangladeshi living in Kuwait, working in a restaurant as a chef. Please help me. Well, our best help, Iqbal, is to send you to EI, who've helped thousands of people from all around the world come to Portugal. Start there, my friend. Have a look in our business directory. Don't forget, if you become a premium member as well, you get a discount on their services. Thunderduck, how to find that? Oh, yeah. Can we have the link then to the GMP group in Memrise, please? Asking Matty. Look who's here, everybody. Owen Lloyd Martin. Hello, mate. How are you? The man, there's me singing Philomena Friday earlier on. This is the man who can sing it correctly. Philomena Friday with his rich tones. Hola, bon dia. 20 minutes every day. So he's surpassing most of us with that extra 5 minutes. An extra 5 makes all the difference. Well done, Owen. Nice one, mate. And often you do speak to us in Portuguese, don't you? In the comments there, I've noticed in the past. Elra, does it go in and out the same as Amsterdam? I believe the last weekend in October. Yes, says Elra, about the daylight saving time. And I can't remember, but yes, it does happen. I will have to lose a lot more weight before I can fit into a wetsuit. Bit of talcum powder or Vaseline, and you'll be fine. Hey, Carl. Well, that's my experience anyway. Hey, Carl, just noticed today that the landing page for Good Morning Portugal, as we wait to start, still says 9 a.m. Thank you for that. Oh, while you're there, James, can you just pop in and sort it out for me? Jackie, 45 minutes. There we go. She's risen to the challenge. So what is that? 45 minutos ontem podemos fazer mais hoje. Very good. Very, very good. We'll find out if the grammar was correct from somebody else, but that's fine because we're all learning all the time. Continent is seasonal. They removed it. Rascals, how dare they? They probably had a week, didn't they, where they were just trying to flog a little bit of it off before it got too cold and when people didn't want to sit in their gardens anymore. I mean, for the likes of me and Brits, we'll have to sit in the garden all year here in Portugal. So they could sell it all year as far as we're concerned. But I'm sorry to hear that. So Jean and Leroy's, I still think they'll have a good display of garden furniture somewhere in the store. So Elra, thanks for this. Healthy Move Portugal to Matty. Portugal 2021, Sunday 28th of March and Sunday the 31st of October, apparently. So yeah, 28 de março y domingo 31 de outubro. There you go. The dates for the daylight saving time here in Portugal. Going well, asking anything about Portugal and answering quite a few. We haven't helped James yet, have we? James, pop that in the forum, will you? Because you'll get an answer there, I'm pretty certain. About the 10,000 threshold, okay. Homa looks interesting for patio furniture. Okay, thank you for that tip. Answering your own questions. That's really good service. Thunder had the same idea. Don't worry about my invite. Let's join Thunder. Please share your link and I can join. Excellent. So the GMP group on Memrise is growing. Today we're going to IKEA, Leroy and Homa. Do you say IKEA or do you say IKEA? And it's worth saying twice, isn't it? The CEO of IKEA has just become the Swedish president. He's still putting his cabinet together. It's not a true story, by the way, in case you get in this day and age, say something like that, and you get banned for 7 years off social media for spreading fake news. So it will stay a 1 hour difference. There you go. Incoming picanhas, watch out! Picanhas flying through the air. Thanks, Victoria. I'm trying to send you a pic of a meter-long bifana. Woo-hoo! Eye-watering meter-long bifana, a new discovery in Tamar. Great for a group of friends. Yes, please. Have you managed to do that? I don't think she's managed to do that. I tell you what, we'll get the old wham pam wham pam. Whoa! Hold on. The problem I've got, as you can hear there, is when I download a video, I have to start playing it first, which gives you a little bit of a teaser, I suppose, of what's going on. You're trying to send me one, I'm getting me bifanias and picanhas mixed up. That's not good. Zay will be telling me off for that, won't he? Like he told us off for drinking Coke with the bifana. But this is what you need to do, Maria. 351. You won't need that because you're in Portugal. But 913-590-303. We're friends already on WhatsApp, aren't we? So that's the place. Please to send your. Did you say meter long bifana? Yes, please. We'll take it. And we'll share it. That's what you need to do. 913-590-303. And I'm going to take that down now, just in case I get inundated, as we sometimes do, because I suspect we have a lot of Ask Anything About Portugal questions this morning. I'm just going to have another sip of tea. What shall I put on the screen for you while I'm doing that? Have a quick read of these, everybody. And it reminds me, we're going to start a book club as well. Check this out. Oh, there you are. Book club. You'll be glad to hear that we're not going to be reading these books in the book club. That would have been really good, wouldn't it? April Fools. 1st of April. Good Morning Portugal announces it, and Expats Portugal announced their new book club. And here are the books that we'll be reading this year, everybody. The smallest book club ever, apart from one sort of law nerd or two. The Diario da República. That was in finances. I might get round to telling you the story of finances. I may not, the way things are going. Sweet eggs everywhere. That's the I think a pasteleria reference, right? Is that a Pessoa poem, possibly from the great Portuguese poets? Sweet eggs everywhere. Those ovos. Can anyone? Here's a question. Can anyone explain to me why I hear car horns sounding off all together while driving down the street? Yes, it's a form of celebration. So if someone's just been paid, if somebody has just scratched a winning lottery ticket, if somebody smiled at somebody favorably, car horns for any occasion, any time of the day or night as well. So yes, it's a sign of celebration, not necessarily any particular celebration. Leslie 701, hope that helps. Deborah Davies is here, everybody, watch out. Morning, forgot the new time. I start in-person Portuguese language today. I'm so excited. In person. Sounds like an implant that you can get now, Deborah Davis. I'm sure it's not. I imagine that's one-to-one Portuguese tuition for you there. I'm reminded of a conversation I was having with Mrs. M, talking of in person on Saturday night's Feel Good Portugal show. That's a new thing as well, actually. Me and Mrs. M do a show together. It's our date night on a Saturday night where we talk about all things uplifting, enlightening, and positive. Feel Good Portugal, 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. But I won't go there with what she was talking about because it was disgusting. Tune in for more filth from 10 o'clock Saturday nights from Mrs. M. Not from me, I hasten to add. Good luck with that, and congratulations on getting yourself a one-to-one tutor. Fantastic, Deborah Davis. We expect you here tomorrow speaking Portuguese. Okay, so the question, that question is still hanging there, everybody. If anybody can help James with that, the 10 grand threshold on the 10% tax rate. I think with pensions, it's 10% on your pension, regardless, James, but you need to speak to people who are more expert than me in these matters. Tina's here again. Hello, Tina. Great to have you back. Morning from quarantine in Hong Kong. Yes, double vaxxed and 10 PCR tests. Well, that ought to do it. And still 2 weeks in quarantine. My goodness, Tina. You have our commiserations. I hope you get through that quickly. Is it the same as in Singapore, where you have to wear a tag and you have to have all your food delivered. Remarkable, isn't it? Spanish cobblers, quite right too. Well, hey, Spanish cobblers. The reference to me buying Spanish shoes. Yeah, I don't feel good about it. Dobby-esque, as I think James was saying. The cones are cornucopias. The photo is from Doces y Licores Conventuais. Doces Conventuais are conventual sweets. Nuns. I got some good nun jokes, but I'm not going to do any of them right now. Maybe when we get together. And we have our first Expats Portugal gathering, which we will do next year. Okay, we're going to get together for a weekend, and we're going to have some fun. That's the time for the nun jokes, isn't it? Or maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything about that. So conventual sweets, nun sweets, very egg based, which may explain the similar colors. Antonio Padeiro is a restaurant. Okay, so my bad there, my mistake. Let's put that right now, because it's worth looking at those sweeties one more time. So those are the cornucopias, which I suspect are famous around the Silver Coast, probably around the world, right? The cornucopia sweetie there, confection. And of course, they had to figure out what to do with eggs, didn't they? They used the white of the eggs, did the nuns, for starching themselves and starching their clothes. And of course, there were lots of yolks left over. Nun yolks. No nun jokes, but plenty of nun yolks here. And of course, they made an incredible contribution to patisserie the world over, and custard. It's all gone to custard at the convent, frankly. And there you go. That explains it, doesn't it? There explains the history, the lineage of patisserie, Portuguese patisserie. I think that's beautiful. Thank you very much for sorting that out. And there's a long, lingering look at those cornucopias, and that is the place you should go is not the Antonio Padeiro restaurant, although you should go there as well. But you can go to the Doces Conventuais. So there you go. Beautiful. Thank you very much indeed for putting that right. Pam, back to the comments then. And don't worry, Carl. We don't blame or shame you for buying Spanish shoes. Said shoes will make you regret it soon enough. You see, Portuguese people have their way, don't they, of tackling every situation. See what she did there? Bon dia todos from Ubia this morning. And Vince Chu is here as well from Malaysia. And jiu-jitsu man, Vince Chu. And how's Malaysia this morning? Me, wetsuit? No, meant for Capricorn. Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. 45. What is that? Is that a American political gesture, or amount of minutes you've done? I think it's the amount of minutes you've done. I haven't got you down as a fan of 45 necessarily. Horses be sexy. Okay. Okay. XLV is 45. Thank you very much, Latin scholars Francis and Eusebio. It was what it said on the Golgon poster, which we should, of course, show for those who weren't here at the time. And lovely Philomena is organising a couple of trips for Brits, but any nationality are allowed. And this particular one, the Golgon International Horse Show, XLV. So X would be 10 times. What is that? 10 times L minus V, is that, or 10 times L plus V? It's 10 times L plus V, isn't it? So it's L4 and plus the V of the 5, or am I making a complete and utter mess of that with people slapping their foreheads and shaking their heads at me with my grasp of Roman numerals there? But there you go. Regardless of all of that, it's the St. Martin's Fair, Saturday, 30th of November, and you can book a place on that with Philomena, Trips for Brits at gmail.com. And I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I'll join the Memrise party, says Jeff Jackson, GMP _ Jeff, if anyone wants to make Jeff's acquaintance. And so you should. And Jeff, yes, this mention of a book club. Is that you? Can I have a volunteer this morning for somebody who would like to run, or a committee that might want to run the Expats Portugal book club? Forgive me if it's one of the many forum entries that I've missed, because even I miss them. And there may be a book club in there. If there is, let's resurrect it and let's add some new life to it. No disrespect to you if you are of the ye oldie book club of Expats Portugal. But if you're up for starting a new one and being part of it, let's do it. I say that because my mate was over from the UK on when was it? Last Friday. Book distributor brings books to Portugal. I said, "Shall we do a book club?" He said, "For sure." So we're up for that. And anybody who wants to get involved, I would do it myself, but I just don't want to. I can't keep. I have all these ideas, and I think it's a good idea to see who else might want to take care of that particular thing, the book club. Because actually, I'm not a big reader. The attention span's not there, but I'll make the effort for a book club, I think. Moonraker is here. Good morning, all. Any news on the easing of COVID 1984 restrictions? Is that a serious question, or did you just want to make that joke? COVID 1984 Moonraker. Do like your picture there. That is Roger Moore, isn't it? The Bond that makes you want to Roger Moore, Moonraker. Well, it's very easy here in Portugal. People are moving around. You can go into shops without a mask on now. It's discretionary. Unless the shop wants you to, then the shop I think has the right to say, we want you to wear a mask in here. But it feels very much eased. Moonraker, if that's a serious question. Paula Barata, is your family from near Covilha? Look at this. Portuguese people knowing Portuguese people here, possibly. I want to open a restaurant in Portugal. How to go there? How to go about opening a restaurant? You'll have to speak to, again, mine's greater than mine. I would say Iqbal, that's one for the forum. So let me pull that ticker tape onto the screen for a moment. This is where you need to go, my friend, to get started in our community here and join the forum. Are you a member of the Expats Portugal forum? Look, the ticker tape's changed. expatsportugal.com/community. Copy and paste that into the forum, Iqbal, and I'm sure you'll get some good service and some good ideas there. Okay, Jacqueline Branco, good morning to you. Oh, from the capital. She's in Lisbon this morning on official business, no doubt. Jacqueline Branco, good morning to you. Sarah X. Hello, Sarah. How are you this morning? Bon dia. We did 15 minutes yesterday with our 7-year-old daughter. Very good. She's teaching us Portuguese. She's picking it up quicker than us. Yes, I'm not surprised. Don't take it personally. I think it's a really, really good thing that you have a young, bright Portuguese scholar among you. I'm in much the same condition, I have to say, when I can get them motivated. Jeff Jackson, is that a YouTube channel? It could well be. Asking Moonraker there after you, Jeff. Bon dia from Frankfurt, Germany. Just a quick hello from Jim. Hello, Jim. And Mrs. McDonald there. Just a quick hello to all before departing for a quick trip, 10 days to the United States. Well, bon voyage to you. It's a Moonraker. It's a Facebook and a website, Jeff Jackson. Is that your own, or is that something else that I might have missed there, Jeff? If so, thank you very much for tidying that up in the comments there. Paula Barata, World Crisis Tour. No. Sorry, Midlife Crisis World Tour, Eusebio, originally from Castelo Branco. Okay, so not those Baratas, some different ones there. And Pete's place is amazing. Planning my trip, says Victoria, having seen those lovely pictures there. And people each saying you're welcome anytime. Victoria Benson. Pammy is here. Bon dia from Oregon, just back from my trip to Portugal. Wish I was still there. We'll be moving ASAP. So, Pammy, you had a great time by the sound of it. We've been waiting to try honest greens. There's one near Amoreiras shopping center. I hesitated, didn't I, before? So, Amoreiras shopping center. Daylight savings start 31st of October. Thunder says, and William Ogilvy's here as well. Bon dia from Coleraine to Carl and everyone looking in. I love the photo you put up of that beautiful cabin and veranda. Have a nice day, everyone. I'll tell you what, William, it's more than a cabin, isn't it, Pete? Let's do that for you again now. That is his top deck, I believe, of his house there in Castelo Branco. Okay, so it looks like a cabin, but it's a whole lot more than a cabin. I'll have you know. Daylight fallback from the 31st of October this year. Good. So we've sorted that out. They say on the 31st of October, you get an extra hour of 2021, which is like a bonus track on a Yoko Ono album. Thank you very much, Francis. He's here all week. He actually is. Morning, y'all, from Riello Re. I know you're going through a bit of a tough time at the moment. So lots of love from me to you, and I'm sure from everybody else here this morning. Look at this. We might be related. It's not great when people think they might be related and then they think, oh, it's that relative. No, we're not related. Bon dia, GMPers from Terence Austin. Really enjoying you. Have you upped your social media output, Terence? recently because it's hilarious. Keep up the good work, sir. Bom dia a todos. Atrasado, mais vale tarde que nunca. Good morning, everybody. I'm late, but better late than never. So mais vale tarde que nunca. So better late than never. There's a good phrase to cut and paste into your little. You have got a little book of phrases, haven't you? Got itchy hooter this morning. Itchy hooter. Sorry, let me just rephrase that. I have an itchy nose, Americans. Bon dia. Happy Thursday. Can the banks give you a home loan if you're on a D7 visa? I would have thought so. Don't see why not. I think it's more to do with whether they like the look of your finances rather than whether you've got a visa or not. Kealele, good morning to you. I would rather die than go to IKEA. That's a bit extreme, Robert. Although it feels like it sometimes when you're in there, doesn't it? You are going to die in there when you're trying to find your way. When you're in the perineum of IKEA. So actually, just quickly, IKEA is how Thunderduck says it. I'd like to say IKEA to make it sound like I know how to speak Swedish. But yes, when you're in the perineum part of IKEA, and by that I mean between the entrance and the exit. Is that right? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. And I'll move on to being in let's just call it the middle bit of IKEA. And you think, I'm never going to get out of here. I just popped back to buy that thing that I thought. So you kind of see something, you think, that's quite good, isn't it? That's only €1. I could probably use that. And you think, no, why do I want that bit of rubbish? I don't need an extra thing. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be going out with much more than I came in here for anyway. I do not need that thing, that twirly thing with a fantastic name from Sweden. And then by the time you get near to the exit or the warehouse or whatever the restaurant again, you think, actually, maybe I should get that twiddly thing with the great Swedish name. I'm going to go back for it. So you go back and then you get lost. And then you get in a condition that Robert's talking about, right? You're thinking, I've been in here 3 days now, just looking for that twiddly thing in the middle of IKEA. I wish I hadn't come back. I'm going to die in here. Tell my wife I love her, etc., etc. So I do understand that, Robert, but sometimes it's worth going in there. Believe it or not, I was missing all of you. Usually I take part in these morning shows. You had saudade for us. Where you been? Have you been busy working? You should be careful with that stuff. Robert Winkle, I've never been to an IKEA, so I may agree with you tomorrow. I'm very interested to hear what I've done a video. I've done a Good Morning Portugal video from IKEA. I'll have you know. But we'll be very interested to get a video from you maybe tomorrow. So like one of those videos. Please help! I'm stuck in the middle of IKEA. It's thunder here. Your old pal. Please, somebody come and get me. Bon dia, Joao. Did you manage to get on the forum? That's where he's been. He spent the last few days trying to get on the forum. Midlife crisis world tour. Your secret is safe with us, Joao. Maybe. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, what's that? Oh, being related to somebody in the comments here. That's fantastic, isn't it? How many? There must be, like a number of essential Portuguese families who presumably you can tell by their name, and obviously as time has passed over the generations in marriages and so on, it's all got mixed up. But there must be some famous families of Portugal, right? Going way back. I wonder. Sweet eggs in the bowl. So I do know what you're talking about now. It just sounds like another one of those random comments, doesn't it? Where an old elderly relative, you're talking to them. You're sitting on the porch, chewing a bit of tobacco, and you say something, and old granddad just looks at you and goes, "Sweet eggs in the bowl, son. Sweet eggs in the bowl." But I think we're actually talking about this picture, aren't we? From that fantastic looking pasteleria in Alcobaça. We've shown this picture quite a lot. So sweet eggs in the bowl, I wonder, or maybe pickled eggs. Could they be pickled eggs in the bowl there? I wonder. Let's have a look. Let's take that out of the way. Do you think there's sweet eggs in the bowl? How do you take them, James? How do you like your sweet eggs in the morning? How do you like your sweet eggs in the morning? I like mine in a bowl. The car horn is connected to the brake pedal. There you go. Simple explanation. That's all you needed to do was ask, and there it is, Leslie. The car horn is connected to the brake pedal. Burp, burp, burp. All day and all night. Very good. Excellent, Thunder. Victoria, the restaurant was super busy. Okay, that's a cue, isn't it, to get the video on of the picanha. Does anyone else remember Joel here? I know that Victoria will. In the man cave, the Portuguese legend that is Joel, and she used to make him say picanha. So I'll have to do it for you, Joel, this morning. Picanha. And I'm approaching the upload limit. It's everybody's fault here. Approaching the limit, but the picanha hasn't broken it. Here it is. If you'd like to look at Victoria's picanha, here it is now. Wait up. Glass of Vinha Verde. Oh my word, that was good. Was that a cheeky glass of Vinha Verde along with that? So the restaurant was super busy. Thank you very much for sending that in. That's awesome. Please tell me details regarding the D2 visa from Razol Karim. I will refer you to the answer given to the honourable gentleman previously. Please go to our business directory. Any chance someone could put the business directory link in the comments for Razol and others this morning? Good morning to you, Razol. Deborah. Is that the implant? Are we going all the way back to the implants now? Oh my goodness. And I get to the bottom and suddenly we're full of comments again. Robert Vinkel. I'm not complaining. Bon dia from an American expat living in Provence. I signed the promissory note on my new home in Ventosa de Mar yesterday. Parabéns. Congratulations to you, Robert. Fantastic news. Carl, are those books I told you read every day in groups of 10 before falling asleep? Yes, they are. They're the ones that you read. Let's put those books back on the screen. Joao F reckons he reads these. Look, a little bit of bedtime reading for Joao F. Is that right? Is it true that all Portuguese people have to read that every day? Sometimes 10 of them, like you do, Joao. I wonder. Or are they just winding us up here? Tina, no, it's locked in a hotel for 14 days and cannot step across the doorstep. Full isolation. Oh my God, Tina. Then that's not a picture of you on your Facebook profile there in quarantine, I suspect. That's a happier times. So I hope those 14 days fly past. We'll do our best to give you 14 hour and a half here in the morning just to get you through all of that. Okay. So lots of love heading your way. What does this mean? Is this his username? It is, isn't it? I can tell. He's done this before to us. James Aliman. So there you go. James Aliman. I think that's his nickname for Memrise. Oh, it is, yes. What's yours? Not creepy. Okay, here's the breakdown of the Roman numerals. So, okay, L take away X. It's Roman algebra, isn't it? L take away X. So 50 take away 10 is the 40 plus the V is the. I did do all of that at school. I just get a rabbit in the headlight stuff when it's live. When I'm trying to pronounce Portuguese or work out Roman numerals. Like, people are watching. I've got to do this. Photo sent of my Portuguese handmade boots. Okay, Owen, thank you very much indeed. And these are the boots. Yes, those are the ones I'm talking about. And I imagine, I mean, those look a bit expensive, Owen, but I'm guessing they were still pretty good value, right? So let's bring these boots onto the screen now. And this is the sort of footwear I was telling you about earlier on. You can buy these sorts of things all over the country, and they are made by Portuguese craftspeople. And let me just take your comment out of the way, Owen, and you will see, look at that. Beautiful pair of boots there. They look great. So Calçado Artesanal, the artist cobbler, I guess that is. Isn't it interesting that the calçado is the cobbler, right? As well as calçadas, which are the things that the feet go onto, the cobble streets. So yeah, cobbles and cobblers of every kind this morning. And that looks like a pack shot, Owen. You could be advertising for that company with that beautiful photography there and a lovely wooden floor. Do you mind telling me how much they were? Because I was really surprised yesterday. 32 euros, I think, a Jodhpur boot, a Chelsea boot, in a similar beautiful Portuguese leather to that over in Alcobaça yesterday. So thank you very much for sharing a picture of the things we get sent here, eh, folks? Oh, the wine tour. I've got to do this before I forget. Okay, so this is really important. This is the wine picking. I think Pete might have been involved in this. If Pete is still with us this morning. Philomena sent in these pictures. Here she is. Well, that's not her in the picture there. She's in the vines somewhere there, though. These beautiful vines over Penella Way. Going to step through a lovely little slideshow with you. There's the dog helping out. Do dogs like grapes? Maybe that one does. That little cheeky little hound there. So you get your secateurs, you're chopping the bunches of grapes, you're putting them in a bucket. And here's Philomena now. What a lovely bunch of grapes, Philomena, you have there. Beautiful and lovely little atmospheric shot. They're back now. The buckets are back at the crushing plant. I'm sure there's a much more romantic way of putting it than that, a Portuguese word. And there's the buckets full of grapes. It's the Adega Encosta. I think I've been to that one in Penella. Had a beautiful day out. Oh no, it was a lagar. It was an olive meal that I went to in Penella. Absolutely brilliant little day out. Same day as I went to the Roman ruins, and we were taken to these Roman ruins near Rubassal, which is blessed are the cheesemakers. Beautiful Portuguese cheese made over at Rubassal, not far from Penella. And we were taken into this locked area, which was a site of special archaeological interest. And we were walking about, and there was a certain sort of atmosphere in this place. And you could see the footings of a Roman villa, okay? And you get a sense of this is the latitude upon which the Romans loved to build and expand their empire. They could see that they could grow grapes and olives, and they would be able to increase their empire along the latitude towards Portugal, okay? So it's lovely atmosphere, and you can see the footprint of the villa. And then this guy got out a dustpan and brush, and he's slowly parting the sand on the floor. And there's a flipping mosaic, a beautiful original Roman mosaic on the floor, just as he was brushing away with his dustpan and brush. Fantastic day out. Anyway, digressing again, we're back to the Adega here in Penella, not far from that wonderful Roman archaeological site. And those are the extra bits, okay? There's the stalks that get pulled off, right? So they'll go to the compost, I suspect. And then, of course, busy activity, getting all the grapes out of the buckets and into the adega there, into the cellar. Adega in Costa do Criveiro is that. And another long shot. Look at all those buckets. And then, of course, in the evening, you've got to have some food and drink as part of this day. It looks wonderful, doesn't it? Get in touch with Philomena if you want to be part of this sort of real, authentic Portuguese experience. She'll take you along to something like this. And cheers, saúde! At the end of the day, I think some food's been eaten there, isn't it? They're onto the cheese course. And there's red and there's white for drinking there. Tired legs, tired arms, tired bodies, but still a smile on the face and a happy day out in the vineyards there. Thank you so much for that, Philomena. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, back to your comments. I was thinking Wednesday, just me on Ask Anything About Portugal is going to be an easy one. We'll be out of there by 9:30. Bom dia to all from Diogo. How you doing, friend? And obrigado, João. Some help to James from João there. Honoria. I wonder what that's in relation to, something that was said earlier on. Thank you, Maxine, and good morning to you. Looking for a salsa or similar dance club in the Algarve near Coiteira. Evenings, any existing or anyone want to set one up? Great. That is the attitude, isn't it? If there isn't one, you'll set one up, Tina. And again, go to the forum, as you can see at the bottom of your screen there, expatsportugal.com/community. Cut and paste that into the forum. I'm sure you'll get an answer. Be careful, Carl. If you start a book club, you will end up giving up reading for a year. Yeah, I know. You're so right. I mean, I think I've given up reading for almost a decade, 2 decades. Again, I'm slightly embarrassed to say it because, reading is seen as the learned, erudite, nerdy, geeky, studious way to be. And I do not dig deep into books. And I very rarely read fiction. It's remarkable. I know anything at all about fiction. But I read non-fiction when I do read, and I tend to read, I take electronic formats. So maybe it'll be good to smell a book, to get my hooter in the pages once more. But yeah, I take your point there. It's like joining a gym, isn't it? It's a certain way to not do any exercise for many of us. Not for me, I hasten to add. I'm growing old disgracefully with Ian Turner. Paul Barata, my full name is Eusebio Barata. Okay, and my dad is from Ferro Nicovilia. My mother's family is Soleira. There you go. So we're going to find out more. This is unfolding in front of our eyes, this connected ancestry here. I found a few 3rd, 4th generation family through 23andMe. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like that's a good sort of ancestry site. Can't copy from the ticker. That's true, but it's not that difficult. Come on, Thunder. Expats Portugal. Maybe it was a different ticker I had up. expatsportugal.com/community. Carl, it is said Covila, not Covilha. Okay, Covila. Okay, I think I've got that right now. Let's see. Helen T, bon dia from a chaotic Bermuda as we pack up house and move back to the UK. Phase 1 of Operation PT. Well, good luck with that, Helen T. What an exciting life it sounds like you lead. I believe Safe Communities Portugal was founded by a retired British law enforcement official. It was David Thomas, and we have interviewed him here in the early days of Good Morning Portugal. And in the early days of the pandemic, we spoke to David. Lovely bloke, and he's been resident in Portugal for many years indeed. We should get him back. Bon dia from Aya, from the Hanuman family. Carl, hello, Aya Hanuman. Great to hear from you this morning. Can we get a language quota on here? 25% of the comments to be made in Portuguese. It's not a bad shout, that, Paula Barata. But the pressure's on me then, isn't it? I'm not against it, I have to say. And that will grow and grow, won't it? I think we should be bilingual very soon. Gorgeous veranda and sunset view. Did you make it yourself? No, that's Peter Bleach, who was the boss of that, working with incredible Portuguese craftspeople whose praises he sings whenever he gets the opportunity. Is there an honest lawyer to recommend in Lisbon? Daniel Reyes, go to our business directory. I'm sure there are many. The one we like is Daniel Reyes of Reyes and Pelicano. You'll have seen him on some of our webinars. Happy Earth. That is a great picture. Happy Earth. Happy Earth, the Leo, I suspect. The season of monsoon rains all day so far in Malaysia, from Vince Chu. Great thing about it, though, with your monsoon rains, no sooner as it stopped raining, it's hot again, isn't it? And the rain's evaporated. Or maybe not in monsoon season. Autumn clock change. UK and Portugal clocks go back by 1 hour on Sunday, the 31st of October. So not long now, folks. USA clocks don't change until Sunday, 7th of November. For that 1 week, we shall be a mere 4 hours ahead of New York. So Colin knows about these things as a transatlantic fella. How are you and Hakeem this morning? Colin, great to hear from you. Must be a man thing to get lost in IKEA. My husband phoned me to come and rescue him. Yes, we can put our hands up to that, can't we, fellas? And Robert Vinkel, careful, IKEA isn't worth dying for. It was a bit exchange. There's a lot of past pain in that comment, wasn't there? I think, and probably his family know not to take him there. They don't even mention the word IKEA in Robert's company. Happy Earth. Seriously, now the directory or the forum might give you more info if someone here doesn't recommend one. Expats Portugal website. Thanks, Elra, for that. I think I missed out a few bits here, but not surprisingly. How many comments? 10,000 comments this morning. Hey, Carl, can you put up the pic of Pete's cabin back up? You had the comment up in front of it, and we couldn't see much of the photo. For you, of course. Let's have a look at Pete's house. It's not a cabin, all right? Is that one of his livestock wandering about there? Is that a cat or a stoat? What is that creature in front of the cabin there? And we do like his cocoon-style seat that I'm sure he or Diane love to lie resplendent of an evening looking at that sunset there. There's the sunset for you now. Isn't that great? Star of the show then, Pete's gaff this morning and his cabin. Hey, Carl, where's that restaurant? I think that's Fogo de Chão. Chow, with the meat being sliced. Victoria will tell you all about that. Connor Seabrook, shout out to Connor Seabrook this morning. I think that's why that's there. It's a link, isn't it, for Connor from Francis. I'm in Sintra and I'm looking for Madonna and her white horse. I can't find her. She told me she was here, but left. I'm sure it's nothing personal, Happy Earth. And when I talk to Portuguese people about Madonna, hold on, I have to have a sip of water. Bear with me before I tell you how I think the Portuguese feel about Madonna. It's not salt water or homeopathic kombucha. I think it's just plain water, everybody. I'm certainly glad to know. Yeah, you say, oh, isn't it amazing? Madonna's come to live in Portugal. The Portuguese people are just a shrug. And I don't think she ever had any intention of being here very long. Was she trying to get her lad into the Benfica Sports Academy or something like that? I think it was some cynical thing. Madonna, cynical. I mean, hats off to her. What an amazing artist. Produced some incredible music. But she's Marmite. Let's face it. You know, she has her ups and her downs. I guess, like a lot of international superstars, she will put her roots down wherever there is an advantage. And I think it was something to do with the son playing football. Mom, I want to play football for Portugal. Okay, let's buy a house in Portugal then. How many parents can say that? For persistent horn tooting, this can often be for weddings and the wedding celebrations in Portugal. So there you go. That's certainly one of them where you'll be getting a lot of horn, probably late into the evening. Carl, I'm not that incompetent. I didn't say a word, Joao. I've been in the forum for quite a bit. Are you trying to make me look bad? No. Desculpa, Joao F. No, seriously, I'm not. I just find it a little bit amusing. Portugal is a vegetarian paradise, says Happy Earth, who may be a vegetarian Leo, I'm guessing there, from that magnificent picture. And you say it best when you say nothing at all. Don't you like to see a comment like that every now and then, a kind of zen input to the show? Just pondering for a moment. Nothing to say, just being for a moment. Be here now. Okay, that was his phonetic name on a forum, James Holly. Are there any dogs in Portugal that speak English? Good question. Mine two do. I would like to think my two are bilingual. And the car is my Portuguese to the dog, of course. And it changes when I'm out and about, and I can be heard by Portuguese people. I talk to the dogs in Portuguese. Other than that, it's almost like a secret between me and the dogs that speak to them in English. Jimmy and Peggy is a bit of a giveaway with mine. They've got English names, haven't they? Portuguese people, what are classic Portuguese dog names? Please let us know. Birthday presents, so we don't know how much the boots were. I love the handmade boots, says Happy Earth, and thanks for sharing those with us this morning. Okay, and Joao F. Yeah, fair enough. We could bow to this, can't we? In the most polite and respectful way. 25% comments in Portuguese. I agree to that. How many have we got at the moment? Where are we at with that, do you think? Would every fourth word count? Very good. Is anyone driving up the Douro vineyards this weekend? It's a fair question, and I suspect somebody might. Let Happy Earth know, won't you? James, I think you'll find those new boots are on a table. Bad luck to put new boots up. No. You've got to give yourself a penny. That will sort it out. If for every superstition, there's a counter superstition. Give yourself a penny and all will be fine, Owen. Carl, grapes and raisins are toxic. What? For dogs? Hope they weren't giving grapes to that dog. Thank you, Donna. Everybody, don't give grapes and raisins to your dog. Oh, my goodness. Yes, no chocolate. No chocolate raisins for dogs. My goodness. When I was a kid, dogs ate everything, right? In fact, that's what their meal was the leftovers from the house. Dogs have come a long way, haven't they, since then? This region, that's why their poo isn't white anymore, I suspect as well. This region of Portugal is known as Galicia. Thank you very much. Over there in Sintra. Thank you very much for that. Yes, Carl, it's probably the same bodega that you visited because it used to be an olive press at Alagar in Costa. Here she is, everybody, in Costa da Criveira. Beautiful Philomena, and better late than never, showing those photos. Portuguese were Galatians to ancient Romans. This is a great history lesson as well today. Don't feel badly, Carl. My reading habits are the same as yours. It's a kind of modern thing, isn't it? Offering my cooking services and olive harvest this weekend, hopefully. Oh, yes, Owen. Don't just say that. You've got to tell us where it is. If you're cooking, man, we want to be there. Oh, hold on a minute. More incoming comments. Everything's scrolling away from underneath my finger. Maria from Ree. What is the winter like in Tomar? That's a good question. Hot summers, cooler winters, of course. A little bit damp, like as you would find across Portugal. But I'll let Maria answer that. As we left IKEA in Lule on Monday evening, or is that IKEA in Lule? Mrs. Capricorn 12 said to me, "We are still married. This is because it is rumored IKEA is one of the top reasons for divorce." So that's a lovely romantic little story. I can imagine you sort of looking at each other, sharing a little moment in the car at Lule. Lovely Lule is fantastic there, isn't it? You're getting about a bit, aren't you? I have nothing against Madonna as an artist and person, but personally couldn't care less where she lives. Well said. That's a really, see, there you go. That's a very Portuguese view on life. Each to their own. Fogo de Chão. It's in Praia da Rocha there for who was it who was asking about the whoever was asking about the carved meat. It wouldn't have been Renee, would it? That is Fogo de Chão in Praia da Rocha. Can you hear this? We're coming to a conclusion here, folks. I've worn you out this morning. Penny in the pocket. Yep, do that. Put one in both pockets, all pockets, and you get extra good luck, Owen. Couldn't agree more, says Joao Effa. But you don't care whether Madonna lives here or not. If she wants to, great. If she doesn't want to, that's fine too. And on that note, as we wish Madonna well, and we've answered loads of questions, and I just quickly check one more time in the WhatsApp to see if any pictures come. Thank you very much. This is all right. Francis, did you send me the picture as encouragement? You did, didn't you, for people learning Portuguese? So we're gonna head towards. Let's resolve the show this morning. We are out before 10, everybody. I'm gonna have a little coffee and a lie down now, which I guess is those two things work against each other for some people, don't they? Having a coffee and then a lie down. Your body doesn't quite know what to do with that. But here, look, words of encouragement then from Francis, who was our good cop today when it came to Portuguese. Here it is. As we work towards 25% Portuguese in the comments, he simply says, "You can do it. You can do it, guys. Come on. And I'm saying, get on with it. 15 minutes a day is nothing. What's wrong with you? Come on, 15 minutes of European Portuguese, no biggie. Oh, yes, finances yesterday. This is what I was going to tell you. I took that picture. I did ask first, because you think, taking pictures in the government office, are they going to like that? Changing me a NIF address yesterday, finances address, and I gave them an envelope with my address on it. Now, what happens is I live on a street that's got a king's numeral, and the numeral of the king rolled into the number of the house, and bizarrely, and this is, I'm going to give myself a little bit of credit here with learning the Portuguese, because I could hear them saying 22, 122. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, I don't live at 122. So I had to jump in with my best Portuguese and say, casa, número de casa 22, and give the name of the king. So it was, yeah, the king was. I'm trying not to give out my address live on air here. I could open myself to all sorts of for presents, I'm hoping, but then again, who knows what else. But it rolled in together. So it was like 122 rather than 22. And I was really actually quite proud of myself for jumping in at that point and saying 100. No, it's not 122. That's the number. That's the number of the king is 1, and it's house number 22. So be careful with that, folks. Because the number of the house comes at the end of the first line of your address. Back in the UK, it'll be number 8 High Street. It wouldn't be High Street or what is it in Rua Principal, Oito. It would be number 8, the High Street in the UK where I'm from. And I don't know how this changes all over the world, but be careful with that, because that would have triggered a later bureaucratic nightmare as I had to go back and change it all. But I managed to change it for them mid-printing, I think. So they weren't best pleased. They were a bit miffed, I have to say. But I was very glad I caught it. I'm very proud of myself for jumping in Portuguese and getting it changed to my satisfaction and having it right on the government record, which I may later regret, of course. Was it a first king, apparently? It was one of them, is all I'm going to say, and just leave the super sleuths to work that out. All round to Carls. No! What have I done? Ate manhã from James, waiting for the yellow sweet slug at the end. Well, don't worry, it's coming. I love the show. Thank you all. And Carl, you caught up with the comments. Congratulations. And he adds another comment for me to read. But 122 would be 122, no? Isn't that what I said? I said sane, didn't I? Sane. Okay. Now, what the reason I'm thinking that is Saint Saldos is 100 soldiers, isn't it, over in Tamar way? But we're going to leave that. We've got to leave that hanging there, and we will do numbers. If you're looking for inspiration for your 15 minutes of Portuguese, and don't forget what Francis is saying to you, everybody, you can do it. If you're looking for inspiration with your Portuguese, your 15 minutes, do numbers, so that you can come back tomorrow and you can answer that question for Khadija there. Sane is 100, not cento. So there you go. We're already on with that. So please do. But over 100 is cento. Okay, let's confirm that tomorrow, Thursday. We'll be back with you tomorrow from Move to Portugal Thursday. And yes, I was nearly miffed by me NIF there. Very good, Eusebio. Have a great day, everybody. It's been fun this morning. The big yellow slug is coming. Watch out. Love to be from everyone. Até a próxima from João. Adorei ao show de hoje. Diverti-me imenso, como sempre. Okay, folks. Take care. Have a great day. Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.